A key prosecution witness in the sex trafficking and racketeering trial against Sean Diddy Combs returns to the stand today. Combs' ex-girlfriend and singer Cassie Ventura testified yesterday. For several hours, she gave her account of a physically and emotionally abusive relationship. Some of what she testified was extremely graphic. Combs has pleaded not guilty to all charges against him. If convicted, he faces up to life in prison. CBS News legal reporter Katrina Kaufman is outside the courthouse in Lower Manhattan for us this morning. As you see, she joins us now. Katrina, good morning to you. I understand you were inside the courtroom during Ventura's testimony. The transcripts are just horrific. How did she hold up?
Errol, she broke down on the stand yesterday as she was testifying, and that was one of the most striking moments of the day, when she was moved to tears as she was giving, as you said, this very graphic and pornographic testimony. The moment when she broke down was as she was talking about how angry he would get with her sometimes, but also when she was asked about whether or not she enjoyed these, they were called freak-offs, the sexual encounters that she engaged in with him. And something that she admitted to, Errol, was that the part she enjoyed was that this was the way she could spend time with Combs one-on-one. He was someone who was always surrounded by people. She was also very young when their relationship started, and she talked about how she loved him, she wanted to make him happy, she wanted to please him. But there were moments when she audibly sighed on the stand. You could tell that this was really hard for her to talk about in court. She's 8 months pregnant, Errol, so she was also, touching her pregnant belly at times. Towards the end of the day, we also started to get her side of the story of the Intercontinental Hotel security footage, which is from 2016. It's a video people may have seen that CNN had obtained years ago, where you can see Combs appearing to assault Cassie Ventura at this hotel. She is knocked to the floor, dragged. This is something that she said had happened to her too many times for her to even count.
And what about Sean Combs, the defendant? How did he appear? What were his reactions and perhaps that of the jury as well?
Yeah, so Sean Combs was watching Cassie for a lot of this testimony. There were moments where I would notice, testimony coming out, and he would sort of scan the jury to check what their reaction was to it. We're also starting to see the prosecution put together the elements of their racketeering scheme. So there were a lot of questions where they were asking Cassie about who was providing the money, the materials for these freak-offs that they engaged in. And as she was talking about the fact that someone from his staff or a bodyguard would often be the one to drop off the drugs, the supplies, Sean Combs shook his head as though he was disagreeing with that testimony. The jury watched intently. I noticed them taking a lot of notes. There was one older woman in particular that just seemed like she couldn't take her eyes off of Cassie during that testimony. She was just watching her the entire time.
Katrina Kaufman, we appreciate that insight. We'll continue to follow your reporting closely. Thank you.